Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you two stocks that are set to explode very soon and why y'all should keep them on your watch list. We're also going to address the overall market and discuss what to expect for the remainder of the week. All right, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the NASDAQ over here. And so far, it's looking like it wants to push higher. The price cut up to the 9 SMA on the daily. And today we had a little bit of a push, which really kicked off in the afternoon right here. There was a few clues. The first one looked a little bit suspect, and then the volume really picked up. There was this bullish pennant right here, right there. And the same thing also appeared on the SPY. It broke out first at like 11 and then chopped a little bit and then started creeping up. And then finally there was a whole lot of volume at the bottom at 2 p.m. 1 hour before the market closed. And when that thing happened, the same thing occurred also with DIA right here. All right. A similar bullish pennant as well. This one is actually a lot cleaner than the one on the SPY. And this one broke out a little bit later at like at 1:30, and then that volume from that 2 p.m. volume kicked in at the same time that it also kicked in on the other indices. Right now, it closed at the high of the around 383, and I don't think it's quite done yet. I don't think it's quite over. I expect like a little morning spike to that alert right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. There's a bunch of stocks that are about to report earnings tomorrow morning, and a lot of those stocks are part of the Dow Jones, or um, I would say would likely move to Dow Jones. All right. So depending on the reaction on most of these stocks, that would dictate which way DIA, Dow Jones, opens tomorrow. If most of the stocks are positive, or I would say more than half of the stocks that are reporting tomorrow morning are positive, then it could even open up at 385. And then anybody who bought right here at 2 p.m. would be looking to collect on the spike and watch this thing just fade back down towards 383, maybe even lower. All right. So first expect a bullish move out the gates, maybe like within the first 15 to 20 minutes before we see profit taking. So that's my thoughts on the Dow Jones. We gotta look at the VIX also. All right, and with the VIX, it gapped up here, which is a bit suspect. All right, there's a few things that come to mind when the indices do not move at all overnight and the VIX gaps up. All right, and it's either one has to catch up with the other, or the VIX is pretty much making room at the bottom in order to fall as the market pushes higher. These are the only two ways that I can see these things. So as you can see, this one fell. It fell throughout the remainder of the day, and now it's making me think that the push that we've been seeing right here is actually setting up a whole lot of room for a major push in the overall market, right? Because the market doesn't really make huge move unless the VIX is peaking or is really high with a lot of room at the bottom to fall. So that's what I'm thinking for the overall market and why the VIX has been behaving this way. Like even intraday when it spiked, it had like a 1 minute spike at the neckline, which I was telling y'all in the previous videos. I was waiting for that to happen on Wednesday, but it happened today, which is suspect. All right, when these things happen like that, you gotta question things. So I'm again, I would just tell you guys to watch things day by day and take day trading opportunities as they appear day by day. All right. Now, the first stock that is set to explode tomorrow, that stock is Disney. The stock that was looking really sus that I was telling y'all is showing a bunch of structures, but it's really sloppy, right? It is moving as it's supposed to, even though those structures were looking kind of like I've seen better. I told y'all that in the previous video. Again, we got the bull flag right here, right? It's just taking a lot longer to finally break out of here. Like it took its sweet time, but it's today, as of today, it's officially filling a gap on the daily. And the gap on the daily is right here. It's located on the left. And it was caused by a negative reaction through earnings on the 11th, maybe the 10th after hours, but it was caused by that. And now this is the time where that gap is going to slowly get filled. So definitely keep your eyes on Disney for a push to 101. I don't know how fast it's going to get there. I don't know that. All right, so I'm just going to draw a circle right here by the seconds, and hopefully, hopefully it gets up there. All right, so that's the first stock to keep on watch for tomorrow. The next stock to keep on watch, that one has earnings, and it really depends on how the reaction would be. All right, it's UPS. And UPS took a massive hit from here, the highs of 190, all the way down to the lows of 133 right here. All right. And it's been slowly chopping throughout the last month, just moving in between 164 and 154. Earnings is tomorrow. All right. So for this one, I would tell you guys to do this. I would tell y'all to put an alert right at 162. All right. And patiently wait for that bell to ring. The line of resistance is stretching from over here. All right, I am watching this one. The nice thing about earnings is that when the reaction is positive and it opens up at, like, let's say a higher price, those candles tend to get really big because volatility kicks in, which means that there could be intraday opportunities for a day trade. All right, so that's what I'm telling y'all to be ready for. Set an alert right above that wick right here, maybe a little bit lower towards 161.6, and patiently wait and see how they do. All right, if they do well, expect a massive push all the way up towards 166. All right, expect a massive push all the way up to 166. But that bell has to ring. All right, and the later it rings, the better it will look. Actually, if it rings at like after 30 minutes or after an hour, then the odds of a massive push in the middle of the day leading into the afternoon will be great. All right, I personally would prefer that because I'm not a big fan of jumping out the gates in the first 3 minutes if the bell was to ring in the first 3 minutes. It's not my favorite. I like it when it takes some time first and then pops. So that's the one, that's the second stock to keep on watch. Now, some updates. Yesterday, I told you guys, I gave y'all my opinion on Google, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. The one that I started off with, which I was leaning bullish on, and give y'all a reason why it will continue to go higher, is Microsoft. All right, and so far, Microsoft is looking good. It's moving the way this supposed to move if we ignore the fact that it has earnings, right? If there wasn't any earnings here, I would have shared this one with y'all a while ago and telling y'all that the price target is way up here at 430. Yeah, right? But earnings is in the way, so we have to play this game. So watch this one. The contracts are getting kind of inflated, especially the at the money contracts. It could exceed expectations and spike even higher towards 440 during earnings. But as of right now, I would say this thing is going to tap 415 and then just chop all day long leading into earnings. And then earnings is going to decide its fate. All right. Now, a lot of you have been asking me to discuss Tesla. So let's look at Tesla. Let me go on the 1 minute. All right. And we're going to look at Tesla, and Tesla looks like that. So this is what occurred today. So Tesla had a bullish, it looked like an ascending triangle on here. All right. And it broke above resistance at 186 in the morning, and then tried to retest those previous peaks right there. And a lot of buyers stepped in anyways, right over here. All right. And then later on during the day, it formed a bullish pennant, which broke out at 2 p.m., just like all of the indices, right? And this thing is moving higher. Watch this one for a move all the way up towards 200 tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's gonna get to 200 tomorrow. That's my thoughts on it. A simple structure, which resulted from another simple structure at the very lows, right? Buyers are stepping in. The volume is increasing. Let's look at the daily. The combination of these two. This is a bullish harami right here. A bullish. This is the bullish harami right there. All right, and buyers are coming in the stock. So the next candle should look somewhere like this. All right, so watch Tesla for that move. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Again, I release these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.